as well, because you had some really quick pit stops. Hannah on the pit wall, calling the strategy as well to react to Lewis. Just a brilliant result for the whole team, I think.
Yeah, I think today Mercedes was quick again, but I think we as a team we did a really good job. Yeah, with the pit stop strategy, I think especially the last one to get the call to get back on the red tires, that basically saved our race and also gave us the opportunity to fight Lewis again into turn one. And yeah, it was of course incredible to come out on top here.
What mark would you give yourself out of 10 today? I mean, you had a brilliant move past Lewis as well. I mean, you know, this is becoming your track.
Yeah, I don't give myself marks, but it's been a pretty good day.
What would your press officer give you out of 10?
I don't know.
10. Hands down.
Well, that's not bad then.
Great job. Well done, Steve.
All right.
Max, you fully deserved that. You had it covered every which way.
It was, yeah, it was not easy. I mean, Mercedes. Yeah, well, I hope you can take a shower before you have the flight.
Right.
Yeah. But you know, I think Lewis was giving me a hard time, and the first one they did a good job. I got stuck behind the Williams cars. But yeah, then the outlap was crucial. He got a bit blocked with the Ferrari, and then I had a good run at him. We got back ahead. I think that stint went actually really well. But then back on the medium tire, you could see he was pushing very hard. We were similar on pace, but then of course with the safety car, we risked to go back onto a soft, but it was the right call.
Radio and Lewis's radio, it sounded so calm. Even when he jumped you at the pit stop, the only moment you got a bit flappy was when Kubica obviously came out in front of you. But you just did them on the outlap straight away. Was that a calm, controlled race? Did you feel that you had the pace every time to cover him off?
I mean, you never know, but then I saw he was stuck, so then I was pushing flat like all the power I had. And yeah, it worked out well. And then once you're back in the lead, you can control the pace again.
Take us through those two safety car restarts. One Lewis led, and the other one you led. They were so slow coming up the hill. There was a little bit of stop-start as well on the first one.
Yeah, so Lewis went before the last corner, and then out of the corner, I think he realized, oh, this is too early, so then he braked. So then I came on the radio like, oh, what's going on? But I think he realized it was just way too early. And then he waited a time, but I still got him in the toe, and then around the outside, I think was a good fight. I mean, we both gave each other enough room, and then also back into turn 4 as well. And then my restart, because of that, I knew also, I was like, I'm going to go as late as possible. And then I immediately had, I think, like a second or something. So that was very helpful.
And it was also great pit stops by your team. Both times round, 1.9 seconds. Both Martin and I were amazed with the second one as well. It was big pressure at that point. But talk to me about the decision-making, because during the safety cars, you boxed in the first one, Lewis did the opposite. How was that decision-making process? Because you didn't have a lot of time to decide that.
Yeah, well, I mean, for me, it's always difficult in the car. So the team just said, at one point, box, so then you box. You know, you don't have the time to go into discussion. And it was the right call at the end of the day. They have a lot more information about what we can do or what we cannot do. So you just have to trust the team. And I have to say, all the time when the pressure is on, they are really good at it.
Lewis takes a 5-second penalty for tripping over. We see, but big celebrations tonight.
Well, I'm flying home,
Yeah.
so you know, at the end of the day, you don't need to celebrate crazy. I think it's way more important what just happened now, that we had a team picture and had a lot of fun, and yeah, it's a good mood in the team.
All right, very well done, Max. I'll let you get to your flight. Cheers.
So many emotions as well, and yeah, it's just incredible.
The radio, the team radio when you cross the line, and we heard, I know you'll be embarrassed now, but it's kind of an example of what you've been through, isn't it, in the last 18 months, 2 and a bit years in this sport?
It's the last few months, but it's also like all the efforts and all the sacrifices you do since you are young, dreaming about this day, and your first dream is to achieve Formula One. You make it, you have so many people helping you, you have a lot of things to go through to get there, and then after you dream about your first podium, and you know, I didn't really imagine it was going to happen right now in the second part of the season with Toro Rosso, but I just gave everything I had. I kept working hard the whole time, tried to get more out of myself the whole time, and today is just fantastic. You know, I don't know what to tell you. It's just, that's why I love motorsport, and that's why I want to stay in the sport for so many years, because these days, this kind of day is just amazing.
Can I just ask you, at what point did you realise you were going to be on the podium?
I think in the last lap, of course, when I was P4, I saw Lewis on new tires and I knew he was going to try something. And then he tried. They collided, and when I saw we could go through this and we were second, I was like, okay, this is looking really good. I still had Lewis behind me until the last centimeter before the line.
He was trying.
Yeah, I was really trying, and I could see his front wing, so I really didn't want to let him pass because I was like, I want to hold to that second position. And yeah, I must say like a big thanks to Honda, because with all the progress they have made, without them, I would have never held the second place on the line. So yeah, big congrats and thanks to all the guys.
Enjoy the celebration.
Thanks.
Well, if you didn't have it, so happy for the team. Talk me through your emotions right now and your reaction over team radio. You loved that, didn't you?
I mean, it's just unbelievable. You dream about Formula One as a kid. You dream about being on a podium. I think when you make it to F1, that first day is the best day of your life. And then the next step is to be on the podium. And I must say, I never imagined it would happen during that second half of the season. And I just kept working on myself, trying to make the best out of the opportunities, and it happened today. So I don't know what to say. I have a lot of emotions. That's why I just shout, I think, on the radio. I don't even remember what I said, but just unbelievable.
Pierre, I'm sure you've had some great wins through your career, all the way up the junior formulas, getting to Formula One. But when you stood up there, I mean, do you feel proud? Is it emotional?
You know, like, initially you just have like thousands of thoughts going through your mind. I thought about Antoine, that passed away earlier this season. That was one of my best buddies and would have dreamed to be up there. I thought about all the people that supported me and helped me through my career to put me in such a position. And you don't get many occasions to thank them, for all the efforts people do for you sometimes. And today I just want to take this moment to say thanks to all these guys. And yeah, let's all celebrate now.
All celebrate, but look, let me take you back, if I could, to halfway through the season, where you got demoted back from the Red Bull team to the Toro Rosso team. The mental fortitude that you have shown to come back. You've been in Q3 for the last 3 races.
Four.
The furthest that's 4 races now, yeah. And then you started far forward here. You've got to think, you've got to be very proud of yourself, first and foremost. You must be today.
I don't like to be proud of myself, because I always think you can do better. But clearly, since I came back in Toro Rosso, I've just tried to think about how can I make myself better, and just try to work on the little details that make you better. And I told the team when I came back in Spa, really that second half, I just want each single weekend we make the best out of every opportunities. But I've never imagined this would happen, in Brazil with the Toro Rosso second place, fighting Lewis on the line is just it's just incredible.
We've got that. Let me just show you that. Sorry to interrupt, Paul, but this is it. And we're saying what a statement this is for Honda in a straight drag race up the hill.
Yeah.
You outgunned them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at that time I saw Lewis was on the side, and I could see his front wing, and I was like, I don't want him to pass, because I think it happened to Lance in Azerbaijan. The feeling is not the same. So I want to hold that second place. I was trying to get low in the car, and I must say, without the progress Honda I've made over the last few months, it would have never been possible. So just a massive congrats and thanks to them.
But it's a statement to say, I mean, even if Lewis had beat you, it was still a podium. But that fighting spirit, you don't want to give anything, do you?
Exactly. I was happy with my second place, and when I saw in the last straight I was second, I was like hoping and praying that that Honda engine would give me everything it had. And yeah, just I think today we can say a massive thanks to Honda, because without these guys we would have been third, and it's just fantastic to be second.
We've set this up in many ways. We wanted to walk down with you here to rejoin your team with Toro Rosso, but you single-handedly today have put them in a very good position. For yourself personally, you're up to 6, and you've taken the team ahead of Racing Point. We'll let you go in here. We'll just turn it around and enjoy the team.
Thanks
Appreciate it. Thank you, Pierre. Just enjoy this at home, because this hasn't happened often in Toro Rosso's history. Absolutely amazing scenes. That's what it means when you're a midfield team and you don't get this that often. you can just see there was not a dry eye in the house.
No, you can emotionally see, but I mean, this team, for everything they do to get 2 podiums in 1 year, both drivers and where they are, it just continues on. The young driver program, obviously, you know, they bring juniors up, they try and mature them.
And that is as happy as you see Franz Tost. He's not a man of massive emotions, but he's obviously very happy. Look at that, isn't that wonderful? I mean, it's great to see this. I think it's, you know, you don't often see the open emotion and the effort these guys put in. It's so hard doing Formula One. And to get a great result like that is clear to be seen for everyone there, isn't it?
Carlos, what about that? Starting as far back as you did and then getting a result like that, how do you feel?
Special. Today is a special day for me, for the team, because we just did everything that we could do. We did it right. You know, everything that was in our hand, we did it very well.
Yeah.
And you know, it was maximum attack from lap 1. The moves on Perez, the Alphas, the Haas, I think everything was just.
Yeah.
I made it stick every time I could, and every one of those days as a driver that everything just happens and clicks, and very, very happy.
What about the strategy as well?
Yeah, we were the only car on a one-stop,
yeah,
and that made me very vulnerable at the 2 last safety car restarts, because I had no temperatures. I had a 30-lap-old medium that doesn't warm up very well. Kimi behind and Gasly in front on soft tires, very fresh soft. So I knew on the safety cars it was just all or nothing. And in the first safety car, I managed to pass Grosjean, which was in a vulnerable position like me. And apart from that, I managed to pass, it was Grosjean, and then defend the whole stint from Kimi, and then keep defending from Kimi at the second restart that I thought there I was just not going to make it.
Great, brilliant race from you.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Lando, tough race today for so many people for so many reasons, and I know you're going to be disappointed right now. Just talk me through it.
Yeah, it was, I mean, a tough race. I think overall on pace, every car was so close. It was very difficult to overtake, apart from if, you know, someone made a mistake or something. And the first, well, a lot of the race was strong and was good and pretty positive, but just that second stint on the hard tyre.
It wasn't the risk worth taking in the end, was it?
I mean, it wasn't a risk. It was what we thought was best. You know, I'm happy with that we made the decision, because we thought we had a long way to go. We didn't think the mediums would last, or they would start to go off a little bit towards the end. So, yeah, we did what we thought was right, but they just didn't get in the right window. They didn't work, and I was just suffering overall with poor grip. So instead of being on the attack, I was on the defend pretty much straight away. I don't know, we have work to do. Some bits were strong, so we can carry those forwards. But yeah, just a crazy race, so just would have been nicer to be a little bit higher up. Thanks.
If we work backwards from the end, tell us what gave you the confidence there'd be enough racing laps to pit Lewis and have him be able to do something on the fresh tyre.
I wish I could give you a good answer to that, because I think the simple one is that we were just a bit impetuous. We were not quick enough in this race to win in a commanding fashion, and we were reaching a bit at the end, and that was, we paid a price for doing something that was too optimistic. We hoped that there'd be more laps available, but hadn't anticipated the amount of debris on the track.
Yeah, the FIA helped you out a bit. I think we were thinking that it was going to end with maybe 1 lap. They helped you. They did come out a bit, but I guess he could have got Gasly. Well, he sort of did what he did with Albon, and then he couldn't have got Gasly. Were you thinking, oh well, he's going to be second anyway, we might as well try?
No, we were hoping that first of all, we miscalculated. We thought we'd lose 1 place in the safety car stop. We lost 2, and we thought we'd have a quick pass of Albon and then have a go at Verstappen.
Tanabe-san, huge congratulations, a 1-2 for you. The first time Honda's had a 1-2 since way back when Ayrton Senna last won the World Championship, of course. So a very special day for you. A very special day for you, of course, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely fantastic day today. We had a very strong cars, very good pace, good race strategy, and then drivers run very strong, and then we got podiums. Yeah, 2 podiums, 1-2. Yeah, it's good for Honda, Red Bull, and Toro Rosso.
You must be very happy as well on that last lap with Lewis, with Pierre, side by side. The Honda, it looked very good today.
Yep, the package looks very strong. Yes.
Yes, yes.
And, you know, we're at a point where everyone's talking about the future of F1 and all these things. There must be a few smiles back in Japan after this, no?
Yep, we will find out. But this result makes the happy future for our Formula One.
Okay.
I believe.
Great.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. I agree with what the guys have said, and as Paul mentioned, Lewis himself came out and accepted blame straight away when he spoke to Rubens and Park Ferme. But let's look at it from the outside first, just to remind ourselves of how it unfolded. So Albon there, keeping the normal line. Lewis is committed to the inside, and as they get towards the apex of the corner, the gap was always going to close. Lewis is on the curb, and he's just made contact at that point, and does the front wing end plate for good measure on the way out of it. Gasly got to go around the outside. Let's go on board with Lewis and see how that unfolded from his vantage point. Albon is way out there on the regular line, and as we just move towards the apex, the gap is closing down. Lewis is too late for him to back out of it. He's had a little lock up there, you can see on the front right, but it's too late for him to slow down. And the contact was, unfortunately, inevitable. So it was a bit of a lunge. It wasn't really a move that you normally make, unless it's on a back marker, to be honest, into that corner. And it wasn't a gap that Alex was going to leave wide open all the way around the corner. So unfortunately for Lewis, that I think that penalty is justified.
To the man himself for